Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over a few pieces of equipment that we just got for a really good deal. I mean, awesome deal. We're going to look at each one of them and do a little equipment tour of the junk that I have around here. Y'all come along. Hope you enjoy. So a buddy of mine called me up, I don't know, it's been about a month ago. Said, hey, I got some of this old equipment sitting here. I don't want it. If you don't want it, I'm going to haul it to the scrap yard. A lot of it's junk I don't need. It's in my way. Would I like to have it? Well, you know who I am. Sure. So we went and picked up said junk, and it turned out to be decent stuff. You know, I always buy stuff cheap, get it going, and use it, and I just enjoy this old equipment. So, with that being said, let me show you what we picked up. First item on the list is a 5-foot bush hog, and I seen it on the other side. I think it was. I think it's a Howes. No, it's a Brown 460. Yep. He said it's too small for his tractors and what he needs, and he needed it out of the way. Well, I helped him out with it. So, as you can tell, I have tested it out. I mowed about 1/4 of an acre of some thick junk along my driveway, and done pretty good. Now, don't get me wrong, we had to fill it up with 90 weight oil in the gearbox. I had to do some work on the drive shaft. Eventually, that cover is going to come off. I know you're supposed to have covers, but that's a metal cover, and all it does is jangle and dangle. And I had to work on the splines of the PTO shaft. I had to grease the PTO shaft. And so, yes, just trying to do a little preventive maintenance. I think the front seal weeps. Now this back here, it looks darker. That's rainwater for where it's been sitting outside under the barn. This part was under the barn, this part wasn't. But I think the front side leaks a little, and I will have to redo the seal on it one of these days. It looks a little wet there, but you know what? Put a little 90 weight in it and go on about your business. Had to grease up the tail wheel. It didn't even want to move. But overall, it's in really great shape for what I use. I mean, I got one down there I'll show you in a little bit that I've been using for a while. This one's in better shape than that one. So I was really pleased with that. And of course, I hooked it to my Ford 3000. It don't have live PTO, but I put an overrun clutch on it. Works just as good. Even with the baler, it works great. I'm not too much worried about it. So, next up on the list, 3-point auger with two, not one, but two different bits. I want to say that one there is an 8 or a 10-inch bit, and this is a 6-inch bit. It does turn. I done checked the gearbox on that. I haven't hooked it to the tractor and tested it out, but turning the PTO shaft by hand, it does work. I've got to figure out a different solution of proper storage. I don't want the PTO shaft and all that resting on the ground, but this is just where we dropped it off the trailer. You know, removed it from the trailer and got it off the trailer. But we need to do more fence posts, wooden posts. I don't know. That'd be good. I do have a handheld auger that I use quite a bit, but if I need to go deeper and probably a little quicker with this PTO, this would be good to have. Now, the third thing on the list was this set of 6 foot, 7 at the most, set of discs. It is missing several pans. Or not missing, but broke several pans. And of course it has no weight on it. So I would add some weight to it, like I have that other one down there, to dig a little better. So you see all this mess. It's gonna be future projects. So yeah, I couldn't see it go to waste. I mean, worst case, it's parts. I don't know. Some people just doesn't have a use for it, and I get it. But he blessed me with it, and I'm very appreciative of it. So yeah, you can't beat free, y'all. You cannot beat free. This here, he also gave me. This is number 4 on the list. And it is a 3-point, like, set of forks. I do have a set down there. It is a community property. Well, I'll explain that in a little bit. But so now I have my own set. So yes, right nice of him to let me have this mess. Now, when will I get to it? This will be fillers as we go. I've got so much going on right now, and Christmas is on the way, and yeah. So let's just break it down real quick and do a equipment tour, and I'll explain as I go. Everybody knows the Ford 3000. Bush hogs behind it. This is the Amora, or Mora, M-O-R-R-A, F25-6, 6-pod, 7-foot hay cutter. If you ain't seen the videos on this, most every time I'm cutting hay, I'm using this. I'm fixing to scale down next year and use this other hay cutter that I got that I'm gonna show you. But we just did the bearings in it for the last hay cutting. If you ain't seen that video, there you go. Go back in the channel, find that video. And then we did a pod bearing on it earlier this year. If you ain't seen that one, go back on that one too. This is a 8 or 9-foot set of discs that we pull with the big 282 Massey Ferguson tractor. This disc, that big 282 tractor, is not technically mine. It is community property. I say that as it was my late grandfather's and my dad's. I have 2 brothers, so some of this stuff we use when needed. And you seen this one in the planting the dove field video. I think it was back in May or sometime or another. So that disc just got set here. Eventually it'll be moved back up where the other equipment's at. Y'all done seen these. I've been speaking to some of y'all. I have a good subscriber that comments on every one of my videos, and I want you to know, Mr. Eddie, this is for you. I appreciate you commenting and helping me with my channel every video. It's refreshing. It's great to be able to communicate with other people, and you've been doing that. I just want to thank you, Mr. Eddie. You know who you are. We've been discussing through some of the YouTube chats that we've been doing. This is my start of a design that I ain't finished. Yes, I'm kind of bad about finishing projects, but a bale sled to hook behind my baler. So my idea is to hook this up to behind the baler. As the bales come off, they fall in here. This is just sliding across the ground. There's no bottom in it, so it's just sliding across the ground. I will have to put some risers on the sides to hold bales in. As you get 8, 10 bales in here, as they're sliding across the ground, and this is sliding across the ground, you pull a string with some spring latches and open that tailgate back there. It allows them bales to go on out. Say you want to dump them, say halfway through the field or at the end of each run, then you dump them in one spot. That way you're not going through there pulling up 40 feet, picking up 2 bales, pulling up 40 more feet, picking up 2 bales. I'm trying to figure out a solution for handling all these bales 2 and 3 times to get them under the barn. Whatever makes it easier for me, that's kind of where I'm at. So next up on the list is a Covington 2-row planter. This was my father's and grandfather's. Yes, it needs a lot of work. It needs new chains, few bearings. I do have the fiberglass hoppers for the fertilizer, and the seed chutes, you know, they're rotting out, rusting out. We put stainless in there, aluminum sheeting long ago, but that's already, the metal behind it's rotting out. And this is the only set of plates that I have for it. But of course, this is community property too. I had an idea of getting it going a year and a half ago. Eventually it's going to go back up there with the other equipment, so I've got more room for more equipment down here. And this is my set of discs. You've seen these on the channel. We disced up. The last video was with the Ford tractor disking up a food plot. These set of discs use the greased, I call them the greased method of bearings. There's technically no bearings. They call them bearings, but they call it a spool hub or spool bearing. It is 2 halves that made up around a spool down here, bolt together. You pack them full of grease with a grease gun, and that's what reduces the friction. That's what allows them to turn. Kind of a thing of the past. They're hard to find, them spools, but I was able to find a couple of them. I had to replace 2 of them when I first got it a couple of years ago. Next up is our modified hay rake. I've seen this on the channel. I love this hay rake. I love these wheel rakes. I'm going to show you another hay rake in a little bit. I was thankful for it. I'm still thankful for it. It's a spare, but this just, to me, this just, when you got big fields, I say big fields, my fields ain't big, but when you got more wide open spaces, this is the ticket right here. Now, when you get into tighter spaces, this ain't so good. A little side delivery rake would be better. Next up, a buddy of mine sold this to me for cheap, and I'm very appreciative of it. It is a 4 or 5 foot tiller. I think it's a Kubota tiller. There's a video on this. I think it was back in February. I don't know why on certain ones of these tillers, the tines, the way the PTO shaft goes, cause the tines to be backwards, and it will not dig if they're backwards. So I had to go in there and try to rotate every one of them tines. Yeah, that was fun. Cut me up pretty good. We used it to till a little garden. I've got another spot that I may try to use on it in the near future, but it's always good to have. This is a 4 foot, this is the house, I think. 4 foot bush hog. Yeah, it's wrapped in the weeds. This is my brother's. Eventually it's going back up there with all the other equipment. It's more like the community equipment. This is another 3-point forks. I've used these quite a bit before I got that other set up there. This is community property with me and my brothers. I gotta take it back up there now since I got me a set, because I use them the most out of all of us, but they know where it's at if they need it. And this is a 5 foot old bush hog, man. I have used the mess out of this. Blades are dull. I can't get the blades off. I'm gonna have to get like a 1-inch impact or something to get these blades off. They're dull, but they still cuts. So this will now be a backup or go on another tractor if I'm gonna get 2 tractors in the field, because I'll use that one up there on the 3000 that we seen a while ago as a backup or as a primary. y'all seen this on my channel whenever we're haying. I think the last time I used it was last year, about November, one of the last cuttings. My wife actually used it last. That's it. She got on it and learned how to rake hay for me with the TO20. It is a Massey Ferguson 20 or 25, one of the two. Can't hardly read that data decal. But yes, this is a backup. It's always good to have backups, trust me. When you got stuff on the ground, you need to get up. It is a 6-bar roller rake, but if you're sitting there counting on your TV or computer or tablet or phone or whatever, yeah, they ain't but 4 bars on it. I had a couple of bearings go out, so to keep it equal in gravity, weight, all that, I just take off certain bars, and it still works. I mean, I still rakes hay. I ain't had no problem with it. This is the Coon 44 disc mower. This is the one that I'm primarily going to use next year, I'm pretty sure, on that Ford 3000. Trying to go small scale instead of having to use that big tractor all the time. And yeah, we broke. Well, I don't know what happened, but you know that pod's broke. There's a video on that where I showed you where it broke and all that. I don't know. I didn't show you in the video when it broke because I wasn't videoing at the time. But that top hat, they want about $500 something for. I can't see it. I'm cheap. I'm gonna tell you that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a cheap person. If I ain't got to spend it, I ain't gonna spend it. So what I'm gonna do is just buy another turtle shell like that and just put it on the end. I've got small hay. I say small hay. It's Backhoe grass, so it don't get super thick like alfalfa or something like that. And if it slings that mess everywhere, I don't care. That's like helping it dry. That's like tedding it. It just helps it dry. I don't care. Sling it everywhere. It's got to be raked anyway. So what this top hat does is with these here, when it's cutting, it'll take this last cutting and bring the grass around and hit that tailboard back there and leave you a trail. With this, it's just gonna scatter the hay. I don't care. It don't bother me none. I'll be able to see where I'm cutting. So I'm gonna try it. I haven't done that without a top hat, but my logic and me thinking, I don't see a problem with it. Plus, this is about $500, and this is about $150. So yep, I'm gonna go that route. A lot of y'all have seen this in the background of my videos. I've had a lot of questions on it. So, answer to your questions. This is about a 1971 Massey Ferguson 50A Backhoe. It was my late father-in-law's. That is the tail boom for it. And this thing, she be a money pit. And the reason I say that, every time I get on it, I'm at least popping at the minimum of 1 hydraulic hose. And I don't know if y'all have equipment or not, but the ones that does have equipment, you do know when you go get new hydraulic hoses nowadays in time, them bad boys has gone out of sight in price. So yes, before anybody asks, I am going to get on this one day. I'm going to get it back a running and use it. I probably won't use the tail boom, and I'll show you why in a minute. But it is a good running tractor. Hydrostatic drive, even in the 70s. Of course, tire shot on the front. I think tire shot on the other side. It is the Perkins 4-cylinder diesel. But it's a great running motor. Ran great. It's just every time I got on it, it was, well, a hydraulic hose. I do need to get out here and grease some of this mess. it was a hydraulic hose and 5-gallon pail of hydraulic fluid. And by the time you do a hydraulic hose and a 5-gallon pail of hydraulic fluid, guess what? You're into it for $150. And, you know, I told you before, I'm cheap. So this is the tail boom. Of course, it's wrapped in weeds. But it doesn't have your traditional hydraulic cylinders to pivot your boom, or boom left, boom right. It has a drum cylinder. And what I mean by a drum cylinder, it's got this thing that's about 300, 400 pounds, and it leaks out of that top like a sieve. And if you do find a rebuilding kit for these, they're about $800. And you have to take all this mess apart to get that out. That shaft, you have to buy a whole new shaft and get somebody to turn it down to the diameter of that, because it gets watered with all this weight. That's what caused that seal to go. It's just not worth it. Not worth it in my opinion. But I am going to get it running. I've had a lot of people wanting to buy it off of me. It's sentimental. Ain't getting rid of it. I know a lot of people's like, don't let it sit there and rot. I understand that, but it is sentimental. I am going to get to it. It's just on the back burner right now. All right, sorry about that. I had to take a brief intermission. Camera battery went dead. So most recently, this one here is Neighbors, that they said get it going for us, use it, put it through its paces. So we're in the process of working on this one. This is a Massey Ferguson 245. It's not technically mine, but it is on the property right now, so I figure I'd show it. It's equipment, right? Well, let's see, was it last video? Yeah, go back and see that in the last video. We got the radiator out and got it on, sitting right there until I can get it to a radiator shop. But it is missing the riser that goes right here. About a 2.5, 3-inch riser that goes right here with a cap. And if you go back in that video and see, when we first put water in it just to test it out, see if it flows good, I wasn't getting no flow out of that bottom outlet. So yeah, it's probably gonna need to be rotted too. Hopefully it can be saved. If not, we'll have to get us another one. Massey Ferguson 245. All right, next on the list, Hayliner, New Holland 273. We picked this up from a real good feller up in the lower Alabama. Got it for $100. It's sat in his cow pasture for about 25 years. It was froze up, locked up. It was his dad's. He was selling off some stuff, sold it to me, brought it home, started tinkering with it. Well, I'm not going to explain everything. Go back in the videos and watch it. There's several videos on this. We just put up 218 bales with it a couple of weeks ago. Only had one mistie. That's pretty good out of this old iron. So this is sitting over here by the barn because when I get a chance, we're going to pressure wash it, everything. We're going to pull the rest of the hay out of it, a little bit of hay that's in it. We're going to pressure wash it. And worst case, I'm going to get some of them big turbo cans and I'm going to spray paint it. Or if I get, I don't know, I'm not good at painting body, I'm not going to lie. And I don't want to waste a bunch of money on all that mess. If I can just spray paint it, make it look a little halfway decent, and preserve it for a little while longer, that's my goal anyway. So, looking for that on the channel coming up. I don't know, sometime this winter, I'm sure. Next up is the New Holland 315. I got this from a buddy of mine, sitting in his pasture for about 5-6 years. And it took a lot of work to get going, but we got it going. Of course, it's being a catch-all right now. We got to put this bumper on that old Ford truck over there. But it's been a great baler, but I've been trying to put that 273 through its paces. So it did get used this year up to about June, July. And then after that, it's been sitting right here. Don't plan on getting rid of it. I told you before, it's always good to have spares. You need spares on everything you got. So I got 2 rakes, I got 2 cutters, I got 2 balers. And you can't beat that. You always got a backup for a backup. I haven't really ever done a video on this. It's been in videos before, but this is a 96 Chevy Suburban. I picked this up off of one of my cousins that needed to get rid of it. It wasn't running. Sold it to me cheap. I put a little time and money in it. Got it running. It's got a 350 in it. It's got like 200 and something thousand miles on it. 4-wheel drive though, so it's the K version, K1500, 4-wheel drive. I haven't got it tagged and insured. That's coming up probably next year, so I can drive it on the road some, because it needs to be driven. We drive it around here a lot. This is more or less what we call our farm truck and storage. It's got dog food in it, bags of dog food, bags of horse feed, tools. We use it for a little bit of everything. So y'all have always seen it in the background, but that is our farm truck. Last but not least is one of my pride and joys, the Ferguson TO20. We've had this for almost 2 years now. Yes, I know it's painted like a Ford 8N. I did not do that. I did paint some of the fenders and hood because paint was nasty and not looking right. So I just went back with the same color. Yes, a Massey Ferguson, or a Ferguson, I'm sorry, TO20 is all gray originally. But I think it looks pretty good, popped like a 8N. A lot of people comment that it's man, that's a nice looking 8N, but you know, I try not to correct them, but I do sometimes. Just say, hey, it's not an 8N, it's a Ferguson TO20. Little 4-cylinder gas engine. This tractor, I use the Ford 3000 the most, and I use this one after that next. I got a bad spot down in my driveway, down that way, and so I use it for the box blade a lot. Hence, that's why it's pretty much always hooked up to it. Now, we did, back in the revival video of that 273 baler, we did hook that baler to this tractor and used it for a little bit out here. It worked. I wouldn't want to do it full time like that, but in a pinch, this could pull that baler. So yes, I'm right proud of this thing. I think it's about a 53, 54 model. We had to get the radiator rotted out on this. But overall, besides the coil wanting to heat up, that's a whole nother issue. Go back and watch a lot of videos on that. Hey, Maggie. So, yes, I love this tractor. Don't plan on getting rid of it. It's just a good old tractor. It'll crank run. My four-wheeler back in January of this year, we had I say this year, when this video comes out, it may be 2026, but in 2025 January, we had an epic snowfall event for Florida, and we got like 6.5 inches. My four-wheeler wouldn't crank, so the tractor cranked, the Suburban cranked. We pulled sleds around, and I say sleds, it was a kayak as a sled. We pulled sleds around with a Suburban. We pulled sleds around with this tractor. Then we made a big old snow pile out of this tractor that lasted 7 days after everything else melted. That's pretty cool. I have a lot of junk. Don't you agree? And I'm sure there's probably more junk that I'm forgetting. But I just want to go over and do a kind of little equipment tour. I know I talked about Mr. Eddie earlier, and he requested that. He's like, hey man, could you do this sometime in the near future? I'd like to see what all you got, you know, blah, blah, blah. I said, sure, you know, I'll oblige him. But Mr. Eddie, appreciate you commenting all the time. And for everybody else that watches, do me a favor and comment. Hit that like button, share it. It really helps me out. I'm trying to build this channel up. We're doing good. It's a slow go. But anyway, this probably is going to come out after Christmas. So happy belated Christmas to everybody. Happy belated New Year. Y'all take care. Appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all in the next video.